Hi, I'm Billy Wagner, and I have 3 points that I'd like to talk to you about when I'm talking about a throwing program. It begins with using your whole body and starting at 60 feet. You're not trying to throw the ball at 100%. You're working your body into warm-up mode and building up momentum. And over so many throws, 8 to 10, I start to move myself back or move the kid back in 5-step increments. So I throw 2 or 3, 4 pitches, throws, and then I move them back. And we work ourselves back depending on our position. If we're outfielders, we go out to about 180 feet. If we're infielders, we're looking at about 150. If we're pitchers, we're looking at that 180 again. And then as we get our body warmed up, our arm gets warmed up, our mechanics get warmed up. And the whole time I'm not trying to see how hard I throw the ball, but how I spin the baseball. If I can spin the baseball, that creates the velocity. With that velocity, my mechanics have to be correct. And once I've got my arm and my body loose, now I can actually work myself back in to my position. If I'm a pitcher, I'm 60 feet, 6 inches, and I'm working through my pitching mechanics. If I'm an infielder, I can work on different types of throws, sidearm, 3/4, and just to be active. And I've worked my body into that situation so that it's warm and loose and I'm not going to break anything down. The normal tendencies for guys playing catch is to hurry up and get it done so I can move on to something different. My idea is, let's get our body warm so that when we do build, we're building for that strength, the conditioning, and for the velocity. You don't need to throw 100 throws to say that you've played catch and you've thrown long toss. At that long toss distance of 180 or 150, you really only need 10, 12 throws. And it doesn't need to be as hard as I can. Once you've worked your body into that warm-up and you're warm and loose, now you come back to your normal position of 120 or 90 feet to make those throws. So now you're working on functional throws, which will create and help your position. So what I like to do, just to begin with, so I'm near 60 feet. I'm going to start and get my body moving towards my target. Here, boom. Now I'm nice and under control. I'm in no hurry, but I'm getting my body going. Now as I get loose and my throws get to be firmer, then I take a couple steps back, and then I go through the process. Boom. Now as that gets worked back, I find myself moving back. Now once I went all the way out to 180, and when I get to 180, I'm not trying to throw every throw on a line. I'm trying to throw a nice mark. I'm not trying to throw a rainbow. I'm throwing a nice mark that is either going to land one hop in front of him or that he can catch. I don't want to try to throw it over his head. I'm not trying to make him move because I'm working on a 4-seam spin. I'm behind the ball, creating that spin. Now my body's under control. Everything's got that nice behind the ball spin. And now I'll get the carry I want. Now once I work back in as a pitcher, I work back in. Then I can start working my mechanics, and I like to tell them, slow to fast. So once we get in here, I'm going to work slow, boom. And I'm going through my mechanical cues, with my head being on the target, my shoulders being square, ball getting out my glove, a nice pickup from knee to my belly button, then a drive. But I'm not seeing how hard I can throw to this guy because he's not a catcher. I'm just trying to pick it up. Boom. Everything's on my target. I'm creating that habit as I throw of going into the chest. So when I get that to the chest, then all it does is create that nice habit. So when I get to the game, I've already got that habit. I'm just building on it. Now, what we talk about with our infielders is that when we get here back to 90 feet, now we're going to play active baseball. We're going to act like we're catching here, drop down, make some throws right here, and work on different arm angles. The throws that we would have here in the game, maybe when we're just being active. And then, then we work on quick hits. Then we move in and we're sitting here, we're just being trying to be quick to it, so they get used to the transfer. So everything in the warm-up is an action, a function to what you're going to do in that day's activities. And so it creates an active warm-up. Your body gets loose with the ample amount of throwing without over-throwing. The biggest problem you have is guys want to go out and throw 100 throws in a day, when they really don't need to be doing 100 throws a day. If you throw 50 throws, but you throw quality throws, you're getting the same build-up and strength. If I throw 150 of those, probably not very good if I'm tired.